How's it? Hang loose. Oh boy. So much stuff. Too much. Yeah. Welcome to newspaper on Mongoose Max Hawaii stuff. Because that's what it is, stuff. There's a whole bunch of stuff. So, Fed spurn H3 freeway. It's like Groundhog Day all over again and again and again. Nah. Today is September 3rd, and contact tracing head seeks leave. And I still remember in World War II, like I can't forget. Don't forget World War II is ending. It's still, it's not like one day. It's a big 75 years. That's like a pretty capping moment. But let's get to, oh God, I have a feeling this is going to be tough to edit. I might be bleeping this. Let's go fast, see how that works. Okay. First off, there's 303 cases. 303 cases. 303 cases. Damn! Oh, it's going up again. H3 freeway testing is still happening. The federal people are saying, you better shut it down. We don't want to. We're the ones that give you money. We want the freeway open. Shut it down. Why would they object to a giant virus testing? Yeah, this is like politicized. The plague's been political plague. It's time to play political plague. Who's gonna play political plague? It's politicized. It's getting there. It's going all to hell. Contact tracing head seeks leave. Now this is the person in charge of contact tracing. There's two things that are very important, considered very important for good reasons. But there's two things. One is contact tracing. You see hot spots, you see clusters, figure out how it's spreading. Contact tracing. You got the virus? Who are you in contact with? Okay, I guess they call them up with phone numbers. The second thing is securing supplies. Supplies. Securing supplies. So we have the person who is in, wants leave. They want to take a leave. Okay, I want to leave. Just I can't handle it. I'm going home for an unspecified time. I can't deal until you guys get your act together. I'm not dealing with it. So, leave request Wednesday from the head of Hawaii's COVID-19 contact tracing program, citing quote, well not quote, no quotes here, chain of command issues. Is reinvigorating calls to clean house at the State Department. Okay, so she's like, till you get your chain of command together, I'm leaving right for now. I'm gone. I'm not going to be there. And all these other people are calling in, reinvigorating about cleaning house at the Department of Health. We got to clean house. Now, this deputy director, so she's Dr. Emily Robinson, who's hired on July 16th, and she wants to check out for a little while. In the meantime, they got the deputy director Janet Wong Toimiyasu, who will remain in charge of contact tracing while she's on leave. Now, quote, I don't know who we're quoting here. Toimiyasu. Okay, so they're trying to contact this Dr. Robertson who's leaving, and then they couldn't get her email. It's like, where's my email? Where's her email? She's like keeping her email hidden almost. Because don't contact me. Don't blow up my email. But a previous email from the deputy that was in charge temporary This is a previous email from Dr. Robinson, and this is the quote from that. It is clear that there is significant confusion regarding whose authority and which directives I should be following with regards to the COVID-19 contact tracing in Hawaii. It's like, who the fuck is in charge? She gets so frustrated she left. I'm going to run this way for right now so I can have some continuity. So, she wanted to go on leave to avoid making unintentional missteps that could be inadvertently, she didn't want to botch up. She wanted to stay on leave until the chain of command with regards to COVID-19 contact tracing efforts in Hawaii can be clarified by leadership. So she's out of there until that happens. Now, back on the Hill with state representatives from here in Capitol Hill, D.C. Now it gets politicized because it's Republicans and Democrats. They should outlaw political parties or something. But here's Gabbard, Tulsi Gabbard, in April and again in August, called for the firing of Anderson, who was the head of the Department of Health, and state epidemiologist Sarah Park, for what she perceived as a botched handling of the state's COVID-19 response. So they look at the state of Hawaii's COVID response, and they go, You weren't doing a good job. You're fired. You botched it up. You're fired. You're fired. You're fired. Does that sound familiar? It's intentionally made to sound familiar. That's right. It's now a Republican agenda type of thing. It's a how the Republicans work. And actually, I'll tell you the truth, I've read some articles on high-powered articles, high-authority articles, on how CEOs manage businesses. And that's one of the techniques, sometimes effective, it was said, technique used by high-powered business. You fire the top dog. You're not doing a good enough job. Who's in charge here? You're fired. Just like that, right? Because it sends a message to everybody working, and the next person who comes in is going to be, I better do what they tell me because I better toe their line, otherwise they'll fire me too. I think it's kind of a crude technique, but it's a technique that supposedly works, and they're using that. You're fired. You're fired. And Tulsi Gabbard's just towing that line as a Republican because she probably wants to come back to Hawaii and run as governor, which is looking like she'll win because our current governor is Mr. Miyagi, watch out, Tulsi Gabbard. So then there's another Republican, a representative, Hawaii Kai area, I'll just leave their names out, but Gene Ward, they're politicians. I'm not comfortable with Sarah Park remaining on the job. You're not comfortable? F you. I'm not comfortable. But hey, maybe there's some good reasons, but no, they botched up. Hey, maybe there's some good reasons and they should change leadership, right? Okay, let's have somebody else in charge. Good idea. That's pretty solid logic, actually. Hey, put somebody else in charge. But this is what I'm a little miffed at. Why don't you put some other people in charge and have the thing continuously, with a continuity, continuously running? See, what they're proposing is basically, get rid of him, get rid of him, get rid of him. You're fired. So now, instead of a captain, sailing the ship, you take out the captain and throw them overboard, and there's no one at the helm. That's what pisses me off. So then you have the Democratic response. This is state Democrat. There's some House Chair Mizuno. She said she had high hope for Robinson after they say blah 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 blah. We have been very frustrated. We thought we were turning a corner. It's very concerning to hear she's going on administrative leave. Like, what the heck? Like rats from a sinking ship. Threats from the sinking ship. Abandoned ship. See, because they're not fired yet. But if they go on leave, Baker, which is the other person, Democrat, she is Maui. She says contact tracing must be a daily priority and cannot be put off because DOH is undergoing leadership and organizational changes. Exactly what I'm saying. Mizuno, other Democrat, Department of Health officials and EGA administration can't keep, quote, making excuses or retiring or taking administrative leave. Absolutely. You can't just abandon ship. F you. They hired you for that job. We, whether you voted for them or not, we elected them. It's kind of like our fart. It's our fart. It's our fart for electing these stinky asses. EGA office did not immediately respond to a request for comment. Where's Mr. Miyagi? We can't find him. How about these people that are like the Republicans, rather, the Republicans? Park and Robinson, the person who's on leave, and Park, the Democrat. If you have to, Park and Robinson could not be reached for comment. They don't want to go on in the press about that. They try to keep it under fucking thing. Here's U.S. Representative Anna Eshoo. God bless you. So, Anna Eshoo, God bless you, is a U.S. Republican. She's from California. So this is a U.S. Republican from California, Anna Eshoo. God bless you. Chairwoman in the Congressional Subcommittee on Health and eventually sent a letter last month requesting the adequacy of Department of Health's contact tracing and testing program. She also wanted an accounting of how Hawaii spent $50 million of federal corona relief virus aid that was given to ensure, quote, adequate resources to track, trace, and respond to the COVID-19 outbreak. Eschew, God bless you, inquiry followed a surge in Hawaii 19 cases after grievance filed by Hawaii government associations. $50 million. See, that's the kind of BS in Hawaii. You know, once you get money, giant federal money. You get a bunch of big dragon's lair cash mountain of gold. Once you get that allocated in the coffers of the state, it's earmarked to use for a certain way. But once they got that money, they sort of like change where it gets spent and they change where it gets directed and traffic. And it's like, what happened to it? I don't know. And then they're living in big houses and you kind of go, what the fuck? Decentralized population revitalizes. Okay, now that was a whole big thing on what the heck is happening in Hawaii. That's right. Locals blocked from beaches while resort bubbles mulled. Mulled? Oh, they're thinking. I'm mulling over it. Well, get your bubble, blow up your bubbles. That's probably the only thing you're gonna. Don't forget immunize. Don't forget your flu shot. Candidates to visit the same September 11th site. You know where the plane went down? Didn't quite make it. The guys, it was a heroic effort, but everyone died because the plane crashed. Terrorists, the real kind. September 11th. God bless my soul, I'm just a sinner. Save me from the evil one. But both presidential candidates are going to visit that same site. They're hoping their agendas don't overlap. They should just have them at the same time. Trump and Biden. And they should both just have them take off their masks and fight it. Fight to have been fighting it. Symbolically, where a plane crashed and everyone died, symbolically of America now. It's a crashing plane, they're taking the plane down with them, idiots. God damn them all to hell. No. God bless them, may God bless them, la 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 la. So I want to get into letters to the editor. because there's some good stuff. But I wanted to point out some stuff here. Remember the $600 unemployment, the PPP that everyone applied for and all that kind of shit. And then the businesses got tons of chunk, and then they got the unemployment stuff, and everyone got $600. That's up into a certain tight. Depends if you're from down under. Talk too fast. You're talking too fast. Stop it. You're not from down under. The state will supplement. Okay, so that ended. Boo hoo hoo. Much to the chagrin. Vocab word, but forget it. I'm not going to post chagrin. I hate the word chagrin. Somebody else liked it too much, so it made me want to hate that word. That person likes that. Did you ever see like someone you don't like, and all of a sudden you have a favorite song? Hey, I like that song. Maybe not favorite, but you like a song. I like that song. Then someone you really don't like is like singing that song. All of a sudden, I don't like that song anymore. That's what chagrin is to me. Much to my chagrin, but I'll use it anyways. Arg. Bloody pirates. Shite. Bloody pirates. Alright. Hey, why don't you be One-Eyed Willie for a Here. One-Eyed Willie. No. I don't know. I'm not losing time. Lanai is no longer isolated from high unemployment. You can't. No man is an island. An unknown number of unemployed workers in Hawaii can expect to receive an additional $400 a week in extra jobless benefit payments. But at least for only 4 weeks. And this is the BS, right? Where Trump, it's like the carrot and the stick kind of thing, but now he's doing it. He's pulling the art of the deal. I'll give you $300, but the state has to come up with $100. But I give you $300 because it's like he's negotiating. It's like, what the hell? Trump is running the country like a business. The USA is a nation. It has an economy like a business aspect because it has a budget and people spend the budget. But you can't run the whole damn country like a business. I don't like what you're doing. You're fired. But that's what he's doing because he's a goddamn idiot. Did I just say that? My God. No Pumpkinhead. We should hug our little Trumpy bears. Pumpkinhead. It was our fault. Whether we voted for him or not. It's our fault for electing idiots. Time for a time warp. Ready? We're gonna cut. 3, 2, 1, cut. Smoother? I don't know. There's a reason I do that. That part's just time warp. Yeah, I wish, right? I've developed a time machine. A time machine, I says. And back in the day, this 1912 photograph where this lady is holding up her hat box and scratching her ear and talking at the same time, but she's actually on a cell phone in 1912. Time machine. Sorry. And then as soon as I get around to it, so much stuff is happening. It's all of it's bad. It's like it's evil. So much stuff. I'm just surrounded by this evil stuff. Then I'll start talking. Oh, don't worry. I'll get to it. Oh, yes. That's right. I'll get to it. I'll make it to the satanic stuff, the demon possession and the influence of the devil. Yeah. Thank you. I needed that. We surround our stuff with this crap. Am I still going? God, it's going to be horrible editing this. So back to this. Okay. It was $600 a month. Jobless unemployment benefit, kind of boost. That's way over with. Now they're all looking for that $400, but only if the state pay $100 of it. That thing. Okay. Now, it's going to happen in Hawaii. But before you get so excited, the new funding, 100 from the state, 300 from the Federal Emergency Management Agency, is intended to help make up for the loss of the 600. Blah, 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 blah. The new 400 weekly bonus is retroactive to August 1st. Goody, yeah? And may already be exhausted because the state officials aren't sure if they can obtain such funds beyond 4 weeks. Hey, you get it 4 weeks. It's like, what is it? Once a week or once every 2 weeks? That's it. And then it's gone. So I guess this is due to the states, the federal government not wondering, well, not wondering. I guess because they're campaigning, they're not even thinking about this stuff. They're all worried about staying in office and not being culpable for crimes against humanity after they're not elected again. But, yeah, that's probably the level of it. Crimes against humanity. Face shields are not substitute for masks. Oh, when did you figure that one out? What's this thing out like here? It's not the same as before. Okay, so, yeah, this is B6, and, where is it? There it is. It's kind of because the states aren't doing it, but over here in the home front, this thing is really long. Yeah, they can't, there's so many people filled up, they're just clogged, and they're bogged down. It's, in addition to the surge, the PDF form they apply online is inputting incorrect data such as social security numbers and applying for benefits multiple times. So that's kind of clogging up the system. So they have an explanation for that, though. Quote, they applied numerous times, 5, 10 times, because they wanted to make sure the claim was in. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's what they were hoping to do. Well, it looks like I'm gonna shut this one down because I didn't even get the letters to the editor, and that would take a bit. So I may have to do a little supplement. Aloha, hang loose. I don't know. Hang loose. Aloha.